Hey, congratulations. Glad you got to the second set of the questionnaire here. Good for you. Completed the first end. Now we're working on the second side. So, with step two, what we're really looking for is determining the retirement income needs. So, what does that mean? Well, that's pretty straightforward, I think. And when you're getting ready to retire, you go, well, I'm making X dollars today. What do I need in retirement? How do I figure it out? I think one of the simpler ways to do it is to take a look at about the past 6 to 12 months worth of your budget, see what you've been spending, and see which of those expenses are going to endure into retirement and which ones may take and actually drop off. It may be that you have your house paid for, maybe you have the kids educated. Number of things. It may be that you're moving to a part of the country where the expenses are less, but clearly there's a number of steps we want to take through. One of the bigger questions is how long do we want to think we're going to live? Well, I don't think I really personally want to know, but I think there's some estimations, and for sure, one of the things you want to make sure that you do is that you don't live longer than your money. All right, so that's kind of self evident, a little bit tongue in cheek, but that's certainly important. And when you take and look at many folks, they go into retirement and they really don't have an idea of what they're trying to do and what their objectives are. And so, this part of this checklist process is to take and narrow down what you're trying to do and the rate of return that you require. And so, what are the financial goals that you've achieved? And it's pretty straightforward. Have I paid off my home? What about my kids' education? Am I looking at a retirement place that I'm going to transition to? If not, basically, what part of your expenses are you going to take and have to still pay for when you retire? Is the company currently paying for your healthcare costs, and will that take and transfer over to you, or what's the gap before you get that covered? Are you planning on traveling a lot more when you're retired? Those kinds of things are certainly important. Are you going to take and pick up a bad habit like fishing, hunting, or racing cars? That could be something that would impact your income needs. Certainly, maybe not a bad habit, but nonetheless. So, can you take and go through and start establishing where you are on your goals? And so you take a look past that point and you look at Social Security and pensions. You want to make sure that you take and get your Social Security estimate of income, and you can get those by getting hold of your local Social Security office. Secondarily, you want to make sure that you know your claiming strategies, and there's certainly many, and you can find many different pieces of information on how to take and do your claiming strategy properly. And pensions from leftover stub companies that you used to work 4 years ago. Then, when you retire, are you really going to retire? Are you going to consult? Are you going to take a part-time job? What are you going to do? And in looking into the future, a little bit more challenging is to take a look at inflation and taxes. And certainly in retirement, it may well be that inflation and the creep of taxes may have an impact on your income budget. Certainly something to keep in mind. And lastly, nothing would be complete without having a disclaimer document at the tail end of our discussion here today. I hope this was helpful to you. It's a way of saying, why are we doing what we're doing on the second part of the checklist. Again, I'm proud of you for getting this far through. Many people do not. Good for you. I'm really proud of you for doing this. 2/7 of the way through, looking forward. Again, if you get stuck, give me a call. This is Bob at RS Asset Management at 719-219-8444. Or you can reach me at bob at rsassetmanagement.com. Again, good on you. I'm proud of you.